The most common complaints that come from the foundation of consumers in Thailand seem to be surrounding the financial services. Now the Secretary General has more to say.
Saree, how is the situation of consumer protection in Thailand? Are there some major issues?
If we look at the complaint that come to the Foundation for Consumers Office, the majority of the problem is under the financial services here in Thailand, especially the how people are going to deal with the financial service, and also unfair of the some certain financial fee, like if you have the money in the bank, if you doesn't use that money, you doesn't contact to the bank, and then the money calls every year, at least some certain amount, and also or even transferring of the money, ATM machines or something like that, or even unethical or violated human rights of the people, especially collecting debt here in Thailand. Yeah, that is major problem on financial service. And then the second problem is public service, especially regarding like transportation and safety of transportation and some other issue also.
Can you elaborate on that human rights issue about collecting debts?
Like, you know, actually we already have some criteria or condition that you cannot call me to give after 6 p.m. or you cannot call my parents, but or you cannot call my boss. But we found that debt collector is always doing that, or even
harassment.
Yeah, harassment. Yes, yes.
Okay. From this meeting of the Seah, what do you expect to be the outcome for each ASEAN members regarding consumer protection?
I think more collaboration, especially we believe that the voice for the consumer will be heard among the Asian country, especially the Southeast Asian Consumer Council will empower the consumer in different countries to make more and more influence to decision making, especially in the Asia level.
While Singapore is often considered as advanced in consumer protection in the region, an official from the Consumers Association of Singapore also shared problems here.
Yes, can you comment for us the situation of consumer protection in your country? What are some major issues there?
Well, the various industry has got their own unique issue. The top 3 industry that is always receiving the highest number of complaints are the timeshare industry, the renovation for home, as well as the beauty industry, where people go for slimming, facial and so on. And we are reviewing our legislation, and hopefully the issues in the industry can be addressed. We just introduced a lemon law, which was effective on 1st September, and hopefully it can address the issue of defective products that have been sold in the marketplace. So we are constantly review our legislation, and hopefully we can see a reduction in the number of cases that come to the Consumer Association of Singapore.
How do you think ASEAN countries can actually cooperate and work together for consumer protection?
I think as a regional body, ASEAN should come together and work together to protect the interests of consumer. For example, if one country ban a product, the ASEAN should not allow the product to be sold in any other country in the region. If not, then one country can ban, the business will sell it in another country. So to enhance the protection of consumers in the region, such cooperation will be useful, and it will certainly enhance the interests of consumers.
Are you in the process of having that implemented now?
Not exactly. We hope that the government body that are responsible for protecting the interests of consumers will come together and discuss this, and hopefully some measure can be put in place to ensure that there is better coordination among the countries in ASEAN to protect consumers against unfair practices or shoddy products that have been circulated around.
A representative from the Federation of Malaysian Consumers Association has suggested how ASEAN can work together to strengthen consumer protection.
What is consumer protection like now in Malaysia? What are some of the most common issues for consumers?
Okay, one of the common issues that we always face is definitely product safety. So it is there, it's always been there, and I think it will be there even for the next few years to come. And when it comes to product safety, the problem is in consumers getting the knowing which product is safe and which product is not safe. So how would they know? How do they identify? And let's say if they come across a product which is a faulty product or a substandard product, where do they go? A mechanism to redress, a redress mechanism for them, and how would they be compensated? And that is a common issue that we always face. And another problem is that information sharing. Okay, information sharing within ministries and even within the consumer organizations, and even between ministries and consumer organizations. Information sharing, that means it's important to know if there's a hazardous products. So, and if there is the moment it enters Malaysia, it's very important to have a system where it's shared among all the agencies in Malaysia and how it reaches consumers. So that is one of the things that we are working on, and we hope that that Malaysia has initiated a project on this, a portal on this, and not only to work information sharing among the agencies in Malaysia, but also among the ASEAN member countries and also the APEC developing countries. So we hope to see progress in this. Yeah.
How would you suggest ASEAN country members to work together for consumer protection?
Okay, there are so many ways they can work together, but like I think, as I mentioned, that because I come from a consumer organization, so what they lack is because even within the ASEAN region, we can see some countries are very advanced and some countries are very much not advanced. So there's no balance. So how they can work together is that one way is that the countries who are advanced in certain areas, they can provide capacities for the countries who don't have this kind of protection in their country, and the developing countries, the ASEAN member countries who want, they can use the case studies and examples and regulations or safety standards that exist within the ASEAN region. They can adopt it. So when they adopt, it will be easier for them. So they can save a lot of work instead of starting something very new. They can, let's say they don't have, they can work together in adopting each other's best practices. So that will be very helpful. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining our program.
Thank you.
And that wraps up today's edition of Towards 2015.
We'll see you again, same time, 3:30 to 4 p.m., same place on Nation Channel. Until then, สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ